Tonight we are live here in Chicago, Illinois at Chicagoland Speedway here for the Custom Cup Series. Here with me tonight, as always, with my guest commentators is Mark One McCarthy and Sparkalicious. Guys, thanks again for joining me tonight. We'll have in-race reporters as well with us here tonight. We will call them as we get to a caution or two. But guys, welcome to the booth, and it's even though we're 6 feet apart away as usual, we are definitely enjoying our view here at the track itself. Can't wait to get into this one tonight, guys.
Yeah, it definitely looks to be a good one.
Absolutely. More mile-and-a-half action here tonight. If it's been like the other mile-and-a-half races, expect probably very tight racing in this one.
Indeed, indeed. McCarthy, you took a look at the lineup earlier. Could you give me a rundown of who was all racing tonight?
Yeah, I guess I could do that for you. That might help you out since, you know, you have some problems with stuff going on over there. You're 6 feet away from me.
That ain't my fault now. I'm having to do that. All right. I got stuff to do.
I know. Y'all just means y'all missed me last week. So starting off, we've got Deadpool in the 18, Dial in the number 12, Dr. Robbie Bobby in the number 96. We got Dylan himself in the number 9, El Blanco in the 00. We got G Pre in the 19. We've got JD Atkins in the 14. We've got JR8852 in the 36. We've got himself King Joey in the 88. Matt BW in the 22. Milk Duds in the 48. Mr. No Pit Pendle or No Shift Pendle, I don't know what he's going by anymore, in the 38. We got Miss Pottles herself in the number 4. Our man Archon the Rattlesnake in the 21. Rowdy in the number 95. K Taddy in the 32. Thunderfunk himself in the 24. And Young Racing in the 43, guys.
What an incredible lineup here tonight in Chicagoland Speedway. Definitely a full-flooded roster. And guys, tonight, this is the big one here. They are going for that elusive points race going into the playoffs here with only this race and next week's wild card race that will be determined later tonight by the driver of the winner of the Chicagoland here tonight. So be tuned to stay in with that and find out where these guys are. I know last night when we were talking, we found out from Hoffy that he decided to go with Eldora. So we're going to be running the dirt track in the truck series. What a shocker that was, and incredible racing that will turn out to be. But of course, we got tonight and then a Xfinity series tomorrow night for their wild card choosing. I think we're definitely in for a show, if I can say that myself.
Definitely, especially now there is that little added bonus of the winner picking next week's track for the wild card race. That kind of gives a little extra incentive if somebody would like to win the race and get a little advantage picking a track that they're good at. So we'll see who really puts the pedal to the metal tonight.
Yeah, it kind of makes me wonder too, like if the winner's going to pick a track that they can possibly go back to back at, or if they're going to pick a track that is just a stumper all around.
I think we're just gonna have to see here in just a moment. Here we're waiting for the confirmation to go live onto the track here. We're getting everybody as well into the comment section and in the YouTube booth. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Hoffy, thanks for joining, bud. Moldy or Ken, thanks for joining in with us, buddy. Man, I think we have a good lineup here, but do we have any favorites that really catch our appeal?
I don't know. I didn't get to watch any kind of practice today. I don't know. I mean, I guess our picks this week are going to be kind of off just a gut feeling.
Indeed. Join my party. Indeed. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get in with our drivers here and take a look and see what we got here. We're just having some technical difficulties. I do apologize for the blue screen, everybody. Not sure why I'm not getting this up.
Absolutely.
It happens.
prawn and throw it across your office.
Yeah, we're just getting word right now. We're just getting the drivers all lined up. A qualifying session should be good to go here in just a minute.
You guys, any bets on whether this action is going to be just as good, if not better, than the truck race last night?
I'll be honest with you, man. Like last night's truck race was hard to top. Like you go back and watch our YouTube channel here on PTM Racing, and even some of our other stuff. Like you can just tell there was some all-out racing and brawling there, just side-by-side action, three-wide action, and just a lot of sliders I've noticed that were just timed perfectly. That really made the race real interesting. So it's gonna be hard to say, but Chicagoland definitely can be done in this case. It's just gonna be a matter of like seeing what goes down.
Spark, you getting it over there? Are you having some more technical difficulties? I see you struggling over there. Or Crusader?
I was about to say, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, what's going on, but, like, I thought I had it figured out, but, like, I don't, apparently now I don't.
I feel like me and Spark should come help you, but we're honoring this whole 6-foot thing.
I'm about to say, you stay 6 feet over there, I'm waiting for the other things to come up, alright, so.
A couple minutes here, and we'll get it back on here in a minute.
Indeed. So, again, folks, do apologize. We're just waiting for confirmation and everything else here. I may have to hop off for the second here and go ahead and talk with some of our executive producers here and see what's going on exactly. So,
meanwhile, while we're waiting, we can show you last week's race, brought to you by. Let's see. There was something that we did forget to mention here tonight for tonight's race. This race will be, I'll go ahead and go through the lap rundown here since that kind of got overlooked for a minute. Tonight's race at Chicagoland is going to be a full race of 67 laps. The fuel run is going to be 31 laps. This race is going to be split up into 3 stages. First stage is 19 laps. Second stage is 20 laps. And that all-important final stage is 29 laps. So it looks like they will be able to make it on fuel, but will the tires hold up again? Will we have cautions? That last stage always seems to be a pivotal point in these races here lately of what happens toward the end of the show. So we'll see what happens, what everybody does here as we wait out and get these technical difficulties rectified here.
Yes, sir. Spark, did you say that there was no fuel issues for this race? Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, fuel window is 31 laps. The last stage is 29. So pretty much you should be able to make it, counting the stage caution itself. Should be able to make it on fuel. According to what my numbers see here. But again, I'm just wondering what tire wear will be like here as well. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think there's going to probably be, my prediction is there'll probably be a caution in that last stage. It's just going to foul that up anyway. So.
All right, guys. So I got word from our executive producer that I finally figured out our little technical glitch here. So thanks again for everyone that was waiting out on us here. Worst comes to worst, I'll end up just I'll edit everything out when we get a chance here. But nonetheless, let's get down to the pits, guys. Here we go. Let's get to the track. Finally get to the show everybody has been waiting to see all season long. It's the big one before the wild card race, and then after that, it's the playoffs race. Now they are going to, sounds like, and from what we can tell and from the booth here, is that we are getting word they will do a slow lap to start. They will get lined up, ready to go here from their qualifying lap, and then they will go one time around, and after that, it's green, 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 and start this race.
All right. So it looks like we might have had a little bit of what we call a rain delay there a little bit. The jet drivers dried the track off, so they'll take a slow lap around, make sure the track's not wet or slick or anything like that. And then we get the green flag and we'll boogie, boogie, boogie.
As you can see, guys, getting the drivers all readied up here. Just a little slow lap around. Don't worry, guys. They'll get everything all sorted out here in just a minute. Just got to get positions all figured out. McCarthy, I got to ask. I know you're 6 feet apart from me, but are you having troubles with the screen there?
It is actually, it's pulling up right now. It's giving me a little bit of a problem. I guess you passed the problem on me for a second there, Xavier.
I'm trying to figure.
It's just being a little slow.
I'll say I don't know what's wrong with our executive producers these days, but man, like I know like things are getting crazier and crazier out there, but like I've been trying to tell them for the last couple of years, like the first things first, like let us figure out how to run this stuff first, and then we go from there. But
like when we get our stuff figured out, they upgrade us to new stuff. We got to figure that out again.
It seems like it anymore. All right, all enough bickering and badgering. Let's get to this here. Drivers are lining up side by side. Get ready for that green flag. Gonna come high in the air. Here we go. It's Chicagoland for the Custom Cup Series. And of course you can see the fans 6 feet apart there. They will be that way the entire night. Get used to seeing that.
Absolutely. And here we go. We're coming off turn 2, and as I've said before, there's that old dial up front. He's one of the favorites for sure, and there he is. But here comes K Taddy.
K Taddy down on the low end of Pottles there, coming out of turn 3 into 4 out of 43 now. Young RCN, remember last week, folks, man, he had a run for his life. He just did not get enough to win that one, unfortunately.
Oh, now we've got a battle for the lead. Here comes K Taddy trying to keep that momentum up from last week when he won his first race here. Maybe he's going to try to go for 2 in a row here.
A little bit of 3.
Between Pendle and the Young Racing, or 43 guys, sorry.
Yeah, young RCN got a little bit in there. El Blanco coming out. Here comes Dylan as well, coming out of turn 4, starting to cut up there. But the battle currently is with K Taddy and Dial. Dial trying to dial up his own connection. K Taddy, last week's feature winner. What an incredible season he has been dealing with this entire season. But he finally got that monkey off his back, won that race. Dial, probably one of the better drivers of both series that he runs. He's been a player to say the least. He's trying to give it everything he's got with old K Taddy back here in the first place spot.
Them two have kind of, even side by side, have driven away from the rest of the pack there behind them, with Pottles there in third, and a whole slew of cars right behind them.
Yeah, I see Pendle, I see Blanco, I see Young Racer. We got Dylan back here in the next guy. We got a gaggle of cars, like Spark said.
A little bit of 3 wide action there, coming out of turn 4 early on, and now coming down to turn 2, we get a good look at Rowdy Silvers here. Ooh, and El Blanco up high in the outside section of turn 3, got a little loose. It looks like it's easy to get loose on this track. And Sparkalicious, can you tell me why that is?
Basically, yeah, looked like he just got loose going into the turn there. It looks like that if you get somebody right on your back end bumper there, it just takes the air off that spoiler sometimes, and it gets that car loose, and you have to chase it up the hill. It looked like because those guys are so packed in together, it doesn't take much for the air to come off your rear end and get you looping around.
Ain't that the truth? Coming out of turn 4, now we got a battle for 1st and 3rd and 5th now. 3-way battle for 5th here. Young RCN, Thunder, Funk, and Dylan battling it out there up top in the top 3 spot. That is Pottles, and I could not quite tell who the other driver was there. One sec here. Pendle?
Yeah, I think it was Pendle.
No ship, don't call me Pit Pendle, the 38 down low in the turn 3, battling with Pottles here in the number 4 car. Quite a race here going on.
Back in the back, guys.
Oh. Know what I'm starting to see here? I'm starting to see what we used to see at Talladega back in a couple years ago. It looks like we're seeing tandem drafting here. We've got the first 2 cars hooked up together, Dial and K Taddy, and then you got Pottles and Pendle now hooked up for 3rd and 4th. So it looks like we've got some tandem drafting going on.
Battle for the top 10 here right now. JD Atkins is number 14, trying to hold off a few other drivers. Looks to be running about 7th there. He's got El Blanco in the 00 right behind him. El Blanco, one of the better drivers as well, coming onto the series. He has been fighting everything he had. Remember last week, folks, in the feature, he finished third with a great finish, to say the least, at Iowa. Now he looks to hopefully get a little more of those points in for next season and a little more experience down the road.
Yeah, definitely this year as a what-makes builder into next year, guys. El Blanco.
Number 18.
I don't know about you, but I'm slowly watching Deadpool again. I think he's going to have a little bit of a long run forward. He was back toward the back half of this field, but he's, like y'all see him, he's slowly picking his way back up. Now he's coming up on King Joey.
And you know, that doesn't surprise me because he did that same thing last week and the week also at Vegas when he won as well. He was in the back and then slowly creeped his way up to the front. Before you know it, at the end of the race, there he is.
Hey, McCarthy, just a quick heads up. The producers in the booth told me to let you know you might want to put your mic up a little louder. We can't. You sound like you're either softly talking or you're acting like your mother's around. You don't want to disturb her while she sleeps.
Hey. What happens.
You're gonna get a Crusader bad joke every once in a while, all right?
Hey, that's what happens when you're in the booth.
Battle for third right now. Bottles and Pendle right now going at it like nobody's business. Down low, Bottles took the lead, took third place from No Shift Pendle. Seriously, you gotta stop changing your name, Pendle. Like, I'm tired of calling you Pit. Now I gotta call you Shift. Like, man, sooner or later I'm gonna call you something else that I can't really say on TV too often. So.
I think we just stick to Pendle.
I think at this point, let's just call him Pendle.
I mean, save us all the headache.
For real.
Speaking of Pendle, looks like young Racer RCN there in the 43, and Dylan and a couple others have now caught him and Popples here for the third and fourth spot.
Indeed, he has. Young RCN now down low with Pendle there. Actually took the 4th spot from him. Now looking to take top 3 here from Pottles. Pottles up high a little bit, having to give him some room. Looks like Young RCN is now starting to pull away here. He has been making some moves these last couple of races, really starting to show what kind of a driver he can be. Got a little loose out of turn 1's entry there. Manages to hold it out. A little bit of a draft from Pendle. Woo! Side by side. A little bit of a bump from Pendle to Pottles. They hang on, though, as they're going to go into turn 3. Battle for third here.
Oh, they're looking 3 wide. El Blanco stuck his nose in there and thought otherwise of it. Sorry, guys.
I seen that just as she was saying that, too. I was like, oh, man, Blanco's really making a move there.
El Blanco got his degree in El Chapo University because he was looking to escape, and he found a way out of that pretty quick, so good on him for getting out of that.
Definitely.
Currently right now,
these guys are getting a little dicey.
A little bit dicey, but you would think right now what we're looking at is the battle for the lead, but ironically, Kate Taddy has just ran away from Dial here, taking the good-sized portion of the lead. Meanwhile, Young RCN, Pendle, and Pottles. Oh, and Pottles getting a little bit loose there off with Pendle. Gave him a little bit of a bumper. Here comes the OG of Dylan. He's battling in there now.
Golly, they're close, guys.
Yeah, Dylan's just trying to find a way around.
A little bit of a bump. Oh, and Pendle and Dylan. Look, can he hold on?
Did go around?
Pendle's
No,
down
he's still
low.
going up.
We got trouble. Problems.
Deadpool,
DT. Deadpool's gone. Oh, out of the front straightaway. Deadpool got loose and right out of it. Oh, my Lord. They're not calling the caution here, folks. The flagman saying that we'll let him race. He can catch up in the next few stages.
Man, oh man, what a job by Pendle though. Wow, he had to go down the corner and chase it. Got down the apron and everything else and still kept it straight. And unfortunately, Deadpool had to do a little yeoman's effort there and ended up spinning out there.
Indeed, indeed. Now you got a battle here with Matt BW and number 22 and JD Atkins and the number 14 there. A little bit of side-by-side action out of the front straightaway coming into turn 1, into turn 2 here. A little bit of a battle in the rear here, so there's racing all around. But right now, everyone is still chasing after K-Taddy. And that number 32 car.
Hey, guys, I'm watching Thunder, Dylan, and El Blanco, these three Chevys try and team up and put something together for Pottles and these guys up front.
I think it's been very, very clear around here. Even though you run the same manufacturer, sometimes these cars are not quite the same mindset as the drivers. So these drivers will give everything they have and throw the kitchen sink at the wall if they have to get the win. These guys are one of the hardest racers out here. They will not give an inch, and they will not quit, to say the least. So it's going to be interesting to see how they come down the line here, as El Blanco is still battling with old OG Dylan there in the number 9. But the 24 Thunderfunk, actually, if there's one guy, in my opinion, that desperately needs to get a bit of a race win in here, it's definitely him. And the stage 1 comes to a close. Can we get our news reporter in here, please?
Yep, I'm here.
All right. So how you holding out there, Pottles?
My car's a little loose, so I have to work on that a little bit. But other than that, should be good to go.
Long run or short run, Pottles?
Long run.
Long run?
All right.
Alrighty.
Well, good luck. Get back in the car, and thanks for tuning in with us for a minute.
Thanks.
All right, and get the executive producers back out of my booth here. I told them to leave me alone and go find me another Chicago hot dog. And while you're at it, go to Giordano's and or Gino's East and get me a pizza there, producers, for crying out loud. I already Sparkalicious, you don't have to worry about doing any of that this time around, buddy. We're all good. You know?
All right.
As the green flag flies high in the air, here we go again, folks, coming out and going into the front straightaway here. Whoa! Deadpool a little bit loose back there. I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, Thunderfunk up high, pushing the 4 Pottles. Look out, we got some trouble here, guys. They're loose coming into the turn 3. Hold on, guys. Hold on.
That was a slide job from Thunder to Pottles if I've ever seen one.
Indeed. Still a battle up front, though. K Taddy in the number 32 and the 12 of Dial. Now look at this. Young RCN, the 43. He's making some moves. And Thunderfunk as well in the 24, as well as the number 9, the OG Dylan. This is a battle here, guys. And yes, I know I'm already losing my breath. That's what I get for not having some pizza and hot dogs. Thanks a lot, producers.
Getting you too excited there, Crusader.
Well, I'll get another steak for you this week here in a little bit.
You know dang good and well there ain't nothing like Iowa steaks, all right, or Iowa tenderloin, so don't even try. Oh, Pottles! She's up in the air, folks. She's flipping like Talladega Nights Bricky Bobby over there. Oh, my goodness, and we're not even in Talladega for crying out loud.
Man,
they're not calling the caution.
Okay. Man.
She had a hard lick there.
No, I might have to check on her here after the next stage, make sure she's all right.
Dial pushed back into 4th here with Thunderfunk in the number 24 up in 3rd place spot. The 43 Young RCN and K Taddy in the 32 yet again currently leading the pack out here, folks. They're going to go one line driving here, but it's still going to be a close race here when we get down to the wire. Still early though.
And now we're starting to see that 43 car. He's moved up into the 2nd spot, and Mr. Thunderfunk, he's moved himself up into the 3rd spot now, so we're getting some new faces up here now up near the front.
Some new faces indeed. If there's any, but I'll say this right now, guys. There's one driver, in my opinion, that definitely deserves to get a little bit of redemption from last week. I'd say Young RCN definitely wants that. And speaking of that right now, guess who's up in 2nd place and battling him and Thunderfunk in 3rd? He's up there right now. They're going to go side by side, coming down the back straightaway here. See how he's hitting this track with K Taddy right in front of him.
Guys, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of pulling for Thunder, man. He's had some good runs, and he's had some bad luck so far this season. It kind of makes you wonder, is tonight the night for either him or Young RCN?
I mean, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I want Thunderfunk to finally get a win in for how many times he's picked you, me, and Sparkalicious on these tracks, and unfortunately, the old broadcaster's curse gets to him. So I promised him tonight I would not pick him again because he said, if I win, I told you to pick me in last place. So again, Thunderfunk, you can go to last place and figure out what you want to do there. But you know my heart, brother.
Last time in Vegas, so I mean,
Yeah, it seemed to indeed, but I'll say, oh, hold on a minute, side by side with Dial here. The number 12, Thunderfunk, got a little bit tight there, a little bit of a rub there, but they hold on to the line as Young RCN still trying to get around.
Oh, get a little loose.
Can he bring it back in? And now the number 22, Matt BW, he is starting to push his way in here. Oh, excuse me, that was not Matt BW, that is no Pit Pendle, sorry, or Shift Pendle, sorry guys. Like, no
Pendle guy.
No Shift, don't call me Pit Pendle right now. Currently, is in 5th place, battling it out here with Thunderfunk in the 24 in the 4th place spot. Meanwhile, oh wait a minute, look up here, folks. Up front, battle for the lead. Young RCN in the 43. And the 32, K-Taddy, they are duking it out here side by side down the front stretch. Young RCN has a little bit of a run coming into turn 1. He's going to push K-Taddy up top. He doesn't want to be there. Holds the line side by side. They touch. They hold it. Look at this coming out of turn 2.
So it looks like that 43 car, looks like he's got a good long run car here late in this run here.
Indeed, indeed, but how long will those tires last in stage 3? Because you can make them last good in the first few stages, but maybe not so much in the next one. But right now, he is putting it to good use as he just made his move around K-Taddy. He took the lead there as we are currently in lap 7 of 17. But up ahead, there are some lap cars coming up.
Guys, I'm seeing Thunder trying to peek his way back up to the top 3 again.
Yeah, him and Dial going at it there for that 3rd spot. Side by side as they come off turn 4. And now K-Taddy is now back trying to get back underneath RCN here as they go complete another lap here.
Battle back and forth yet again. Young RCN knows he's there, holds the bottom line, trying to keep him away. Good driving and good handling. Woohoo, Young RCN, easy there. Don't go too high. The wall is there, and that wall is unforgiving, my friend.
It's pretty good to see the number 43 car up there. It's an iconic number in NASCAR. You know, Richard Petty, 7-time champion. It's good to see that car up front. It's been a while since I've seen that car up front.
I believe Bub Wallace now drives that car, doesn't he?
That he does. Yeah, at least for the time being.
Yeah, for the time being, I don't know what that means, but let's just keep that out of the way because I don't want to get in trouble with anybody.
We just mean silly season coming up, and you never know what's going to happen during silly season.
Absolutely.
Silly season. We've been running iRacing as of late for those guys and gals. I mean, I love watching it. They put on some good shows, but I mean, when you come and watch this stuff, like, man, it's almost like night and day compared to everything else you'd see on that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of putting on a good show, here comes K-Taddy back up to the front, and he's going to try to come back for that lead as he come off turn 2.
Slider up top here, makes it work. Whoa, but look at this. Young RCN tried to get a bit of a run there. Couldn't quite get it to go. Gonna go back down low. K-Taddy holds him off. We've got 8 laps left in this. We've got 7 laps left in this one. Excuse me, folks.
So we've got K-Taddy in first, Young RCN in second, No Pit Pendle in third, Dial in fourth, and can't quite tell who that is back there in fifth. Red car back there.
Looks like Deadpool, guys.
Deadpool in the 18.
There he is. There's that sneaky devil right there. He is.
I swear on my holy grave, like, there is just some folks that you can't get away from, and Deadpool has either the biggest merc with the mouth, or he's literally one of the fastest guys on the series that just never gives up or quits. Like, he just found he found the rainbow or something, because he's eating the Skittles like nobody's business right now.
That's a pretty good analogy there, sir.
Not my best work here, folks.
Hey guys, don't look too far behind Deadpool. We got Atkins, we got Matt BW, El Blanco, King Joey, and Archon in the top 10.
A little bit of a battle here. Remember, these guys are trying to get in the top 4, so every point counts, and those top 10s is where the cut line cuts off for how much extra points you get. This is huge for these guys, because right now, I think the points race right now is only by about 10 to 12 points in total.
Oh, problems turn 4. It's Pottles around again.
And JR is around as well. The number 36 around. It looks like turn 4, as you said. Yep.
Oh, and then Robbie Bobby man, just smashed her like a beer can right there.
Robbie Bobby can't catch a break, can he?
No, he cannot. Man, poor Robbie Bobby. He tries so hard out here. He ends up in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Story of my life.
Whoa!
All right, well, back to the racing here, folks, and a little bit of hard action there. Unfortunately, Powell's put back down there as well. She's currently, she's a little bit of a lap traffic right there. About took with El Blanco and Bat BW and King Joey. Thankfully, get out of the way. Oh, and Archon, he got the lick out of Pottles.
Oh, we got more problems.
Big problems. K-Taddy is around. Wait a minute, what happened?
Whoa!
Oh,
guys,
my goodness, caution is out.
On the track.
Might be debris on the track, but the caution is out, folks.
Man, that was so strange. All of a sudden, I just seen Taddy just go around, and Pendle went into the wall, and it was just mayhem over there.
That was just absolutely crazy. I don't even know what in the world happened there. That was just a lot of problems going on. Yeah, you said no pit Pendle. Young RCM was involved in that. Dial as well. I'm not sure what could have possibly happened there that started that chain of reaction, but driver's now getting already here. Oh, good.
Milk Duds has some damage here too, guys, looking back through the field.
Could take a look at the number 48 and 90 Milk Duds there, see how bad he is. Yeah, he's got a little bit of damage on the front end. I don't think it'll be too much. I think, honesty, if he can just kind of tighten it up a little bit, he'll be just fine. The number 19, G Pre, he got a little bit of a lick in there too. Matt BW, yeah, he's got some damage. He'll be alright. No Shift looks okay. And then Thunder has a little bit of damage, but it looks like he will maintain. We go on board here.
That was just a whole bunch of craziness right there. Wow. Just in them 2 laps, it was just, wow. Just crazy.
Indeed. Green flag high in the air for the final stage race here, folks. It's going to be a battle for this one as Young RCN will lead them out. Whoa, we got Pops back there already. G Pre, Bobby, and Archon involved in that one. What in the world? That was not the best restart here, guys.
Kind of makes you wonder if they got the mess cleaned up off the track right away.
And folks, that is calling a caution here. That will not be a caution from the flagman. That is a caution from our producers and the booth here, folks. We are allowed to say that now. So thank you, producers, for letting us know about that. Paz will gain her lap back from the earlier wreck and caution, so she'll get that back as well. Young RCN looks like he will maintain the lead, and early on, I don't think these guys are going to pit anytime soon. That would probably not be a smart idea, in my opinion.
Yeah, not unless you're like way in the back of the field, maybe you come down. But all these guys up front, they're not going to probably stop. They're probably just going to stay out there.
I wouldn't think so either. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So, before we go on and finish up with stage 3 here, once we get everything all sorted up and back and ready, we got to give a special thanks to our sponsors, Dirt Tracking for your mobile Android and iOS devices. The best dirt track and racing game on the market is, of course, free to play, and one that you cannot let go of. You have to get it and play it. It is one of the best dirt track and racing games you'll see. So be sure to go to Android and iOS devices. Be sure to look up Dirt Tracking and sling some dirt. Also, a special thanks to our friends at Courtesy Chrysler and Jeep out of Coatesville, Pennsylvania. If you're looking for the best hot rod to get, something new, something to try out, look no further than Courtesy Chrysler and Jeep if you're located in Pennsylvania for some good deals and some fast hot rods.
Hey guys, so sorry to interrupt you, Spark. I just got handed some piece of paper from our producers, or the guys, the guys above us, and it says on here that positions 1 through 4, points-wise, separated by 4 points. K-Taddy K-Taddy is only 2 points out of that coveted 4th place position.
Oh boy.
He's currently in the back right now trying to figure out what happened earlier. I was hoping our cameras would go over and see what happened with that wreck, but unfortunately we weren't able to see what happened or what started the collision. So hopefully maybe sometime we can get back to the camera system here and go back and take a look at that. But for now anyway, you said K-Taddy was only out by 1 point, you said? Or 4?
2 points.
2 points, okay.
2 points out of 4th.
2 points out of 4th. And remember, the top 4 will be the ones going into Michigan. in the Cup Series. For the Truck Series, it is Homestead, Miami, and then the final race over at the Xfinity Series, that will be. Someone want to look that up for me real quick? Producers, I know I already sent you over to get my pizzas and my my Chicago dogs, but for crying out loud, go get me that go get me the photo and results of where we're going for the Xfinity Series 2, would you? Good
Well,
Lord.
demanding tonight, aren't you, Crusader?
Well, I'm demanding anytime I'm on the track, man. Sparklicious knows what's up with me. I demand good stuff, and I demand we get this stuff done right the first time. I do not like it when we don't get it done right.
So I just had someone whisper in my ear that Xfinity's at Daytona, then they got a wild card, and then they end up in Auto Club, and the Cup guys are here at Chicago, wild card, and end up in Michigan.
So you said Auto Club was Xfinity? All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I'm not sure how the heck they whispered in your ear, for crying out loud. They should be 6 feet apart from you. So unless they got really stretchy, elastic neck, I don't think that was very smart of them to do. Anyway.
You didn't know I had a special headset on?
What do you mean you had a special headset on? You didn't tell me about this. Where do I get one of these?
I got the special headset on tonight where they can just, key a button and it talks in my ear.
Don't worry, Sparklicious. We know what's going on. We got a little bit of a camera going on right now. Looks like troubles for some other drivers here. Not going to mention names here, but you can probably take a guess what's going on. Just a little bit of an issue going on with the pits, as well as the flagmen calling for the restart here. They're just trying to figure everybody in and get everything taken care of. But we will be going back green here in just a minute here, folks.
Yeah, I don't think we had a little strange situation there for just a moment now. It looks like we got Pottles and Archon coming down pit road.
There's another driver in there. I'm trying to find him. Oh, it's Deadpool.
I noticed before that we had 4 cars in the back of the field there, pit. JR in the 36, the 48 of Milk Duds, Mr. Pendle, and there was another car at the pit at 2 right before Pottles and Archon pitted there. So did have some cars come down and get some adjustments done.
Indeed. Right now, currently, as we kind of wind down the laps, get the debris off the field as well, and get the drivers all ready to go here. You can see right now the number 14, J.D. Atkins, in that Ford Mustang, and it was right beside old 43 of that Chevrolet. They're definitely a little bit of a battle there. Chevy and Ford, what a battle that's going to be. And there's not a lot of Toyotas you see. I know you see the Rowdy in that Toyota Camry and the number 95 there, but not a lot of Toyotas running in this field compared to the trucks in Xfinity, I would say.
Maybe we ought to make a change for that next season.
I think next season we're definitely going to have a little bit of change, but we'll definitely have an incredible lineup, to say the least, going in. So as drivers all get packed up and ready to go here, we're going to get that green flag high in the air. Folks, it's time to go green flag racing one more time in stage 3, the final stage for Chicagoland. The all-inclusive points to get in the playoffs are important here, as Dial has now made his move down low, trying to keep it away from J.D. Atkins. J.D. Atkins, the number 14, holds his line, though, and maintains position, but Dial is still right behind him.
RCN's got the lead going into turn 3. Atkins in second, Dial in the 3rd spot. Everybody keeps it a little bit more tame this time, at least as far as looks like the top 10 is concerned. Looks like it's getting a little wild way in the back there, though.
Now, let me ask you something real quick, Sparkless. Is that even a word you can use when you describe tame with these drivers? These guys are not tame whatsoever. They are the hardest throwing racers you can imagine. And as I say that, we're getting a little bit loose here. Come on, guys, calm it down a little. Oh, Blanco and Pottles got a little loose there with Deadpool as well, and I think that was the 24, Thunderfunk. He got a little bit in it, managed to hold out the line, though, as the drivers in the rear holding it out. We got a battle up front. Young RCN, my friend, you have company, sir. And it's a 3-way battle for that, as J.D. Atkins and number 14, the number 12 of Dial as well, and the number 9 of OG Dylan. And His Royal Highness himself, the 88 King Joey, not too far behind him. Still a close battle here as we lead into as we clear up lap 50 of 67. We got 17 laps to go here on this round after they pass the stripe here.
Yeah, I haven't talked much about King Joey. Good to see him get up there and run with these guys for a little bit. He's been kind of silent most of the race, but there he is up in the top 5.
I don't think you could ever say he's silent. Your Royal Highness himself, he's really into, he's into metal music.
Wow.
He plays a lot of Avenged Sevenfold because when he's on the track, he's telling everybody to hail to the king.
But on bump.
All right, back to the race of the bat, and enough of the bad Crusader punt. Young RCN still battling with Dial here, the number 12. It's still a close battle here. Young RCN, if he makes the slightest mistake and gives up that bottom, Dial is just going to run him down quicker than he knows it. Dial is just trying to dial up his own number, get off that dial-up connection, and just get the big connection that he needs to the ground, to the surface, to the sky, and all above, and wherever else I can think of at this point, because he's just trying to find a way around Young RCN, the 43.
The Sears Tower's nearby. You can bounce a signal off that if you want.
Wait. Sears located in Chicagoland? I never knew about that. I think we're all just full of bad jokes tonight, ain't we?
Something like that. Guys, I'm riding here with Dial, and I'm seeing him. He's peeking out this left front corner of the nose, coming into the corner, maybe trying to get some clean air on that nose to help it turn or something.
That could be. I mean, you get such a tight draft in here, you get right up on somebody's back bumper, and it does make the car tight because it puts so much air on that nose. You got a good point. He may be deeping down in there a little bit, trying to get that clean air to that nose so it's not so packed tight.
Well, as you say that, guys, here comes the number 14 of J.D. Atkins coming out of the front straightaway here. Coming into turn 1 here. A little battle for second and a battle for the lead, if you will, as J.D. Atkins trying to get around Dial. Young RCM trying to maintain position and trying to maintain line here. Only about just over 10 laps left of this race here. And these guys right now, like, the points are going to matter, and they're going to get it very exclusive here. But Young RCN, if he can get a win here, I am very curious to see where he wants to go for the wild card race, because we've seen some shocker picks that really messed up the entire field and messed up their idea of what they needed to do to get better on the track. This could be interesting here.
Yeah, guys, looking at the points, I mean, Young Racing, he's a little ways out of fourth, but I mean, who knows? I mean, a win tonight, maybe a pick at his favorite track and another back-to-back win might just put him back into it. I mean, it'd be a hard shot, but it's possible.
I mean, mind if I ask, like, where he's at right now in position and how many points off he is from the fourth spot?
So, I'm showing Dylan is in fourth with 105 points, and Young Racing is showing 75 points. So he's about 30 points off, guys. 30, 40 points off.
30, 40
so,
points off? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it would take a long shot. I mean, you would have to have, these guys have a really bad week this week and next week, and have just a stellar race tonight, win it, and then a stellar race next week and win it to possibly be in it.
So I do apologize. My producers just slapped me upside the head for forgetting that and not realizing like where he was at in points. So I do apologize, Young RCM. But hey, if you get a win here tonight, man, you can always say next season you come out, you give everyone as much as you can, and you can finally get into that top 4. But stellar performance here right now. As you see a little bit of a slider there from J.D. Atkins, number 14, and Dial, the number 12, battle for second here. And right behind him is the number 38 of Pendle and the number 9 of Dylan, the OG. He's coming in here pretty quick. A little bit side by side coming out of turn 1 yet again. Atkins get a little bit loose. Pendle and Dylan hold it out.
Yeah,
Dylan just gave a nice shot to Atkins coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, I think what happened there is Atkins actually hit the apron coming off the corner, and when he did that, it slowed his car up a little bit. That Dylan, of course, had nowhere to go there and just gave him a shot. But this was like the 14 hit the apron there a little bit.
8 laps left in this one here, folks, as they come down into turn 2. Battle for fourth, I believe, with Dial, the number 12, 38. Okay, this is battle for second, excuse me. As I say that, you guys are calling into me while I was just running my mouth, so I apologize.
Yeah, Dow and Dylan came off there turn 2 side by side in a little trade and paint there. One's got a 12 on the side, one's got a 9 on the other side now after that.
Trying to put them two together.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I just had another piece of paper handed to me. Pendle is only 5 points out of fourth.
Wow.
Goodness.
Pendle almost out. And guys, I just got word from our producers. Deadpool blew the motor. He just got put into the pit via the crew chiefs. They said you got to park it for tonight. Tough break for him. Definitely a hard road for him.
Definitely was one of the favorites here and has a strong long run car. That's unfortunate for him.
Yeah, he definitely was creeping up.
Oh, got loose out of the backstretch. He's down under the white line. He got really loose there. I'm not sure what happened or what was the culprit there, but he just got way loose out of there.
Little skip to Malou there down the backstretch.
I guess so. 7 laps remain in this one, and right now, young RCN, I'm not sure where he found it. As long as he's caution free, he might just take this one and get that elusive win off his back that he's been looking for week in and week out. Remember last week, folks, in Iowa, he had a heck of a car, stellar car, but unfortunately, due to some of the cautions and then just, and best put it, bad restarts, he just couldn't quite get back up to that lead and take a chance at it. Now, he might just be the spoiler for everyone and actually set up a track that may change the points up a little bit here.
Guys, just a little attention here. Somebody else is moving back up through the field that was running strong early. K. Taddy, he is right behind Dial now. He's got himself up into the top 6.
K. Taddy, indeed. Yep, he is up top 6 right now. The battle is currently up ahead of us and for second place with Dylan the OG and the number 9. Number 14, J.D. Atkins, and then No Shift, Don't Call Me Pit Pendle on the number 38 there. He is giving it everything he's got to get that second spot. He's definitely wanting to get in the top 4. All four of those guys definitely would. But unfortunately, one of them is out of that in the long run unless a freak show all of a sudden came in.
Got a battle for third here between Dylan and Pendle here. Oh! That little tight racing there, but to keep it straight, there we go on past the start-finish line.
2 laps remain in this one now, folks. Battle for second, battle for the lead. Not necessarily a battle for the lead because young RCN currently is running away with this one.
Oh, nice crossover by Dylan on the backstretch there. Got it underneath Pendle here. They come down into 3 and 4, and he's going to make the pass on Pendle. Now see if Pendle will cross him back over.
White flag coming out this time by. Here we go. Battle for third. J.D. Atkins has taken second over. It looks like he'll gain that. The battle is for third here with Dylan and number 38 of No Pit Pendle, or No Shift Pendle. Okay. Pendle, number 38.
Oh, Teddy gave Dial a nice little shot and got around him.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, now put Taddy into the top 5. He's in the 5th spot. Meanwhile, the battle for third continues.
Indeed. But as we come around to the final part of this track, final lap is initiated, and the green, the checker flag is high in the air for young RCN, the 43. He finally gets that win he was looking for last week out, and it is finally his here tonight in Chicagoland.
Oh, man. Got that monkey off his back, guys.
I think we all remember
Yes,
when we
did.
got that first monkey off our back, right?
Not yet.
yours is coming. I told hubby the same thing last night. I said his was coming, yours is coming too. Don't worry, McCarthy. So here's your top 10 in here tonight. Young RCN, the 43, the 14 of J.D. Atkins, number 9 of Dylan, number 38 of No Shift Pendle, number 32 of K. Taddy, Dial, the number 12, Thunderfunk 24, 95 of Rowdy Pottles, and the number 9, and Matt BW rounding out the top 10 in that 22nd. And the 22 car, not 22nd. Wait. I'm off my game night, man. I swear by the time we get to Michigan, I promise you guys I will be at the top of my game. I'm still worn out from Michigan last night. Y'all gave me one of the best races ever, and I couldn't even for the life of me breathe. My heart was all over the place, and my palms are sweaty, my knees weak, my arms are heavy. I didn't have any vomit on my sweater, but I did have some I did have some of my mom's spaghetti. That was pretty good.
Ooh, that's always good.
Anyway, Dial takes the fastest lap there, surprise, surprise, and slowest lap, I'm pretty sure that was Dr. Robbie Bobby, although I could be very wrong there. Alright, guys. Let's get the drivers in the booth here. We'll get the top 3 here tonight from the point, and we're going to talk to them about how they felt about that race. We will do the first place last year, folks. We're going to find out exclusively here on the channel what's going through the mind of our winner tonight, Young RCN, and which track he will choose. So we will not start with him. We will do the top 3 first. So third place, I really forgot who third place was now. I feel so guilty.
Oh.
It was Dylan, wasn't it?
Was it Dylan? I don't think it was Dylan.
I didn't write it down when you said it.
There's JD Atkins. I know he finished second. I think it was I think it was no Pitt Pendle that finished third.
I'd bet Pendle.
It was Dylan.
It was Dylan? Alright, so we'll do Dylan first, and then we'll go to you to JD Atkins, and then Young RCN, be ready. You will be our last guy here tonight, okay?
Yes, sir.
Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, here on the podium, and that's finishing third here tonight in Chicagoland after a pretty tough and exhausting race, to say the least. It is Dylan in that number 9 Chevy Impala. Congratulations, Dylan, here tonight in Chicagoland. Seemed like you had a bit of competition there going with Pendle for that third final spot there. What was going through your mind when you were battling him?
I think he's a little mad at me. He claims that I cut his nose off coming out of the last corner on the last lap. But I didn't. I got really loose with him underneath me, and overall I thought it was a good race. I don't think he approved of it too much, but that's all right.
Yeah, racing can be racing. It happens every once in a while where we'll make a move that you didn't think about until hindsight. But you know what? Racing's always one thing. I've learned in racing is that you will eventually everything comes back around, right?
Oh yeah, good race overall. I mean.
Absolutely.
I messed up, hit the grass, almost killed the wall, saved it, but climbed back up to top 5.
Indeed, sir. Well, congratulations tonight on your top 3 finish here tonight, Dylan, Chicagoland. We're not sure where we're going next week, so you might want to stick around and find out about that here in just a second.
Yes, I will be.
And JD Atkins finished top 3 tonight, man. We usually don't see it around too often, which is a bummer because you're a heck of a driver out there, brother. Congratulations on a second place finisher tonight, though, especially for those points going into the top 4.
Yeah, I got home about 5 minutes before the race and had a setup from the last time, and it was slow as Christmas on the short run, but on the long run it turned out to be pretty good. And I knew if I could hold them off there at the beginning of that last restart, I would be okay. I wasted a little bit of time getting around Dial. I think I had something for the 43, but he got too far away from me. But overall, good race, and I'll take a second.
Absolutely, indeed. And, well, I would say also, considering where you were at earlier in the race, you seemed like you were way in the back there, but managed to finally get back up into the top spot, and you definitely gave it a run there. So, good racing on you tonight here in Chicagoland, and congratulations on a top 2 finish tonight.
Thank you.
All right, and finally I can say that broadcaster's curse is over, McCarthy and Sparkalicious, because the guy I chose here to win tonight, the number 43, that is Young RCN. Young RCN, congratulations, man. You finally got that monkey off your back. You were really strong last week in Iowa. You finally did it here, though, in Chicagoland. How did it feel to get that first win off your back tonight, buddy?
Man, you said it. Finally, it happened. I mean, it last week. You said it in the broadcast. That was a heartbreaker for me. It really was. And tonight, I put a lot of work into last week's setup. I put a lot of work into my setup this week, and it finally did pay off. So I was really, really happy with my car. First off, I gotta apologize to Taddy for getting into him on the last lap of the second stage. We just talked in Discord. We're good, everything's good, but I got really loose going into 3, and my car was basically about to spin out at the end of the stages. But luckily, I was able to hold on to it and get far enough out in front at the end to where I could back my corners up and hold on to the car.
Absolutely, indeed. Yeah, this track is definitely well known for getting loose and tight on, but it looked like all around you had yourself an incredible race. You pulled off everything you needed to do tonight, and like you said, you made your moves when you needed to, and all is well with the other drivers. And like I told Dylan just a second ago, everything all evens out over time in racing. It always does. So.
Oh yeah, no doubt. No
But,
doubt.
Young Racing. So what's the track going to be? I'm curious to know, and I know Crusader is, and I know Spark is, and I know the rest of your competitors are.
Man, well, I joined the series late, so I'm actually having to look at it here to see what tracks have already been ran.
You want me to give you a rundown real quick to give you an idea?
Well, I'm looking here. It's a toss-up of super speedway or a road course, or I mean, we could always throw Bristol in there because I don't think that's been ran.
No, it is not, sir.
Let's see here. Oh wow, I just saw a message that said Richmond. Somebody would like to see Richmond.
Short track racing for the shootout before
we had
the
ourselves
Final Four?
we had a battle over in Trucks and Xfinity. I think maybe Cup Series would like it too, but it is your call, and you don't have to make it right now. But we just kind of want to get inside your mind and see what is going through Young RCN's mind to really shake up the points, or really just give these drivers one last chance to get into that elusive top 4 for the playoffs going in 2 weeks from now.
I say let's go short track racing under the lights. Let's go to Bristol.
You going to Bristol?
Yeah.
Is that your final answer, sir?
Yeah, let's go to Bristol.
You heard it live here on Folks right now. Next week, where the Custom Cup Series is going to Bristol Motor Speedway. And if there's one thing I think Sparkalicious McCarthy and I can say about Bristol is that is a fun track to watch and a fun track to drive. So that'll be interesting to say the least. Before we go, though, Young RCN, again, congratulations here tonight. You finally got that monkey off your back and got that win in. Long time coming, sir. Congratulations tonight here in Chicago.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
McCarthy, Sparkalicious, our thoughts?
I'm kind of shocked but excited that he picked Bristol. I mean, definitely going to be some tempers. Definitely going to be maybe some helmets thrown, and it's going to be action-packed, that's for sure. I don't know about y'all. I feel like Bristol was a good pick.
I mean, my thoughts on it. I love that track, and I think that's definitely a good track to give a battle for everything it's worth to win on there. So I think it's going to really throw a curveball, though, for some of these guys that are not used to that kind of racing. So it'll be interesting to see how they set their cars up.
That was interesting when he said on there, he was like, well, I was going to pick a super speedway or a road course, and he ends up picking a short track.
Went the complete opposite direction.
It went completely opposite direction, but I love it, though. I was short track Bristol, Richmond, Martinsville. Let's go back to old school racing. Yeah, you get to race your way into this one.
It definitely. You think, Crusader, that I'd be mad at Bristol, but I can't help but love it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't hate Bristol for everything it's given us this season. We had that incredible race at Trucks, and then of course now we might finally get the one of the better races for Cup Series. So it's anybody's ball game there, to say the least. So very curious to see how that goes. But unfortunately, our time has come. We're going to have to call it a night here. So we want to give a very special thank you to our sponsors again, Dirt Tracking for your mobile Android and iOS devices. And then a very special thank you as well to Kersey Chrysler and Jeep out of Coatesville, Pennsylvania. And as always, thank you to our fans, our fans, our friends, family, and fellow drivers out there that tune in each and every week and race with us, as well as watch these guys give everything they got to give you guys a show. We can't do it without you, and we love all you for it. So thank you again for your support. Sparkalicious, McCarthy, thank you again for joining me tonight. And again, producers, next time I say I want a Chicago dog, I want a Chicago dog with my Chicago green relish and my onions and everything to it. And you better go get me that deep dish for pizza from Geno's, for crying out loud, dudes. God almighty.
Hey, we'll just look forward to the Bristol dogs next week? The Bristol hot dogs next week or something like that? That's Martinsville.
Man, forget that. I'm getting me some Tennessee whiskey over there. How are you? This ain't no food anymore. That's Tennessee whiskey I'm getting over there. All right. So, but for now, let's call that a good. And I'll just say one last thank you to everybody in the chat that tuned in tonight. Hoffy, Ken, or Moldy, as we know him on the track. Dirt GBX, thanks for tuning in. Freddie Price, thanks for joining as well. First time I've seen you on here, sir. So thank you for joining. And of course, Piles, thanks for joining in and kind of giving us the clue in as well on the report down the track. And as always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in each and every week. From all of us here at PTM, have a good night, be safe, take it easy, everyone.